Yo, yo. God damn. I wonder how far it's behind. Yo, 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 yo. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know what it is. Let me see something real quick, y'all. Let me see something real quick, man. Let's see what's going on, man. See what's going on here real quick, y'all. All right, cool. Yeah, that's that. That's it. So, speaker, so I don't know why I can't hear through the headphones. And that's all the way up, too. I don't hear myself through the thing, though. Oh, that's why. All right, shouts out to everybody. Shouts out to everybody. Shouts out to everybody. Y'all know what it is. Remain Nameless Stories, Part 52. You know what I do. Remain Nameless Stories, Part 52. You know what I do. You know what I do. Shouts out to everybody. Shouts out to Sip Happens Tea Shop, sponsoring Remain Nameless Stories. Let's get this together. Ladies and gentlemen. It's early. Let's get this together. For real. Let's get it together. It's early. Let's get this together. For real. Let's get it together. All right, it's a bit of different setup for me today. But yeah, we're gonna get through it. We definitely going to get through it. Let's get it together. Ladies and gentlemen. Hold on, wait a minute. Let's go. All right, first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, let's do what we do. Remain Nameless is brought to you in part by...
She's been down and out, she's been wrote about, she's been talked about.
Sip Happens Tea Shop. Shouts out to Sip Happens Tea Shop with the tea of the week. The tea of the week for this week is jasmine tea, which is primarily a blend of green tea leaves and jasmine flowers. It is rich in antioxidants, promotes heart health, aids in weight management, and can reduce stress. The aromatic scent of jasmine also provides calming effects that enhance mental well-being. So shouts out to Jasmine Tea, which is the tea of the week. Shouts out to Sip Happens Tea Shop with sponsoring Remain Nameless Stories and the tea of the week. Shouts out to Sip Happens. Shouts out to the tea of the week. Once again, the tea of the week is Jasmine Tea, which is primarily a blend of green tea leaves and jasmine flowers. It is rich in antioxidants, promotes heart health, aids in weight management, and can reduce stress. The aromatic scent of jasmine also provides calming effects that enhance mental well-being. Shouts out to the Sip Happens Tea Shop. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got Remain Nameless Stories Part 52. You know what I do. This one is particularly entitled, So It Wasn't Just Me. That's news to me. So it wasn't just me. That's news to me. Shouts out. Y'all know how to remain nameless story goes. Y'all know how to remain nameless story goes. I tell the story, and I have a reason why I told that particular story. If you paid attention to the last story about the 2-piece and the biscuit, you might want to know, you know what I mean? You might want to go tap in with the 2-piece and the biscuit. That story was a good story as well. But this story today is entitled, So It Wasn't Just Me, That's News to Me. It wasn't just me, so that's news to me. All right, y'all. Y'all know how this is going down. This is going down in the late 80s. Well, I would just say it goes down in regards to the babies having babies era. In the babies having babies era, there was a lot of teen pregnancies going on. There was a lot of teenage females getting pregnant at this time, where it was if it was becoming like it was becoming a thing now. You know, where a lot of teenage females was, getting pregnant. You know, the whole teen pregnancy era, the whole babies having babies era. Being in the babies, growing up, in the babies having babies era, I just so happened to be a part of that. Or there was an individual in my household that was a part of that particular era. You know what I'm saying? My sister ended up getting pregnant, you know what I'm saying, while she was young. My sister got pregnant with, like when she was like 16, 17. So my sister was a female that was, basically affected by this babies having babies era, this teen pregnancy thing that was going on in regards to life.
You've got mail.
So that's the time era. That's what we was living in at the time, babies having babies. So there was a lot going on during that era. There was a lot going on during that era. Crack came out, crack epidemic hit, babies having babies. There was a lot going on in this whole thing. You know what I mean? Like the 80s was just now dying out. The 90s is coming in. Babies having babies, kids having babies. You know what I'm saying? 16, 17-year-old teen pregnancies at an all-time high around this time. So, it's a thing now. It's something different for the world. It's something different for society at this point. This is something that society hasn't seen before. This is something new that's being introduced to society as far as being, out there or individuals knowing about it. It was probably, we all know and understand it's been teen pregnancies way before that, but this is something that, teens is willingly getting pregnant. I can say willingly, but these kids is going out getting pregnant. So I say that to say that a friend of mine, Joey, me and Joey, dumb cool. We cool. Joy, you know what I'm saying? We get up in age, teen pregnancy is still a thing, so on and so forth. We in high school. You know what I'm saying? And Joey ended up, you know what I'm saying, my man Joey, he ended up getting his girlfriend Tisha pregnant.
You've got mail.
Oh my God.
Bro, what is you doing? What is wrong with you? Like, what's going on, bro? Like, yo, you ain't old enough to have no kids. You still a kid yourself, Joey. How you going, what you gonna do now? Like, you know what I mean? At this time, having a kid at a young age was seeming like your life was over. Your life was over. At this point, the way it seemed, the way it was perpetuated in regards to life is if you was to have a child at 16, 17, your life is pretty much over. You gonna have to drop out of school. You gonna have to find a ways to try to, get some, or you could try to stay in school, try to work that out. So it wasn't a lot of options. It wasn't a lot of things in regards to what you can and cannot do in regards to taking care of your child at you're not even old enough to have working papers. You're not even really old enough to work out in society. So you're not going to be making that much money. So it's a lot of things you're going to need to be relying upon. Long story less, Joey Tisha, they had a Joy and Tisha, they go through their things. Joy and Tisha had a baby, and I don't know what it is about, Joey having that baby. I don't know what it was that, probably inspired Joey to do better or do whatever it is he was doing. But once Tisha had that baby, Joey completely transformed. I must say that. I gotta give Joey that. Joey did his damn thing, y'all. Joey was doing his damn thing. When I tell you Joey was 10 toes down and he was putting BTA out here on these streets, shouts out to my man Joey, man. Much love to Joey, man. Joey was one of those individuals that definitely changed the narrative when it came down to having a baby early and being able to handle and take care of your responsibilities. When I tell you that that ninja was out there doing whatever was possible. From, cutting grass to, he cutting grass, to changes hedges, to running errands, to helping out here, to volunteering over here, to finding out work here, to going to wherever he could find him some chicken or him some change to make in an honest shape, form, or fashion. Joy was on it. Shoveling snow, taking out garbage, picking up nickels. Joy was on it, y'all. Pause. Giving no Diddy, no Dwight tonight. When I tell y'all Joy was doing his damn thing, Joy was doing his damn thing, y'all. He really was. That's my man. I love that kid for that because he strived. He struggled. He strived. He ain't struggled. He strived. I don't like putting struggling and striving together. That boy was striving. He strived his ASS off, and I'm not even gonna hold y'all. Like I said, from the moment that he knew he had diapers, he had shoes, he had socks, he had formula. He was doing he was on it. He ain't do nothing but work his behind up ever since then. Shouts out to Joy for that, man. He's a very commendable individual, man. Joy, you know who you is, bro, and continue to keep up the good work. But Joy didn't allow that to take him out. Joy just said, yo, I got a baby on the way, and Joy did whatever was necessary for him to take care of that kid, yo. Before that kid even got here, Joy was on the ball, bro. Pause. Giving no Diddy, no Dwight tonight. You know what I'm saying? He was, I don't even know how, I can't, I don't know. Because he was really doing his thing. Like I said, Tisha, she sat back. She took care. She was cool. She was still going to school. You know what I'm saying? She was trying to figure it out, so on and so forth. So, and Joy was by her side. Joy was at all the appointments. Joy was at all the appointments. Joy was there to do. He was researching everything. Joy was very, very adamant on making sure he wasn't going to be a statistic, or his child was not going to be a statistic as well. And I commend that 100%. I commend that 100%. Tisha ended up having a baby. They had a baby. They get themselves a little apartment. Everything is cool. Everything is cool. Joey messed around and found out a way how he going to get to some trade program. You feel me? He started doing the trade program. He started working on doing the drywall and all that. He was going to be going back and forth to school. He was still working. He was managing it all. He was managing it all, ladies and gentlemen. Joy was doing it. Pause. Giving no Diddy, no Dwight tonight. Joy was handling business. I promise you, Joy was handling business, y'all. Joy was really handling his business, man. So, everything. Joy finished the trade school. You know what I'm saying? He get a little certificate in this. He ended up doing drywall. He ended up getting an apprenticeship. Like Joy ended up being one of the best drywallers in the town.
You've got mail.
He started getting construction contracts with big time construction agencies and all that. He was able to start his own drywalling business and the whole nine. He was able to get his GED. You know what I mean? He was doing a lot. He was making decent money. Joy was doing it 2-3 years later. Before Joy was like 2021, he was solidifying crazy in the construction world. He had people bidding so they could. I mean, they had people bidding. I mean, like it was easy for him to get contractual bids. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't even blackballing him. None of that. None of that. He got in at a good time. He got in where the affirmative action and all that was taking place. Where they need. I mean, they had to have like you know what I'm saying. That's where it was like kind of required for them to have a black or a black person on the staff or black people in the mix. And he was a black person that was nice with his. And at the time he was young, so they could they kind of could undercut him and they could underpay him a little bit because he wasn't old enough. And there's certain paperwork that he didn't have. He was licensed to work. He was insured to work, but it was certain things, he didn't have that degree in certain things, so therefore, they could lowball him on a payment or how much they paid him. But he's still getting paid good money though. He was still getting paid good money, even though he was getting, he wasn't getting what he was initially, what he could have been worth due to certain things in regards to his education. But at the end of the day, Joy was on one. For real. Shouts out to Joy for that, man. Joy, like I said, Joy was doing his thing. Oh, I was giving no Diddy note to white tonight. When I tell you Joy was taking care of that baby of his, him, Tisha, all that. They had a nice little apartment, everything. Like I said, Joy was doing the drywall. Joy had ended up getting the house. Joy was doing a lot for herself. Joy just didn't allow the fact that he was a teenage kid and he ended up getting a female pregnant tear him down. He's like, nah, I'm gonna go against the narrative. I'm gonna change the game. I'm gonna do what's necessary. Joy went out and cut grass. Joy went out and shoveled snow. Joy went out and picked up nickels. Joy went to school. Joy made a way. Joy self-educated himself. Joy found a way to do what he needed to do in regards to getting and taking care of his children. Or take care of his kid. Now, a few years go by, Joy's still doing Joy, Tisha's still doing Tisha. Everything's cool. You feel what I mean? Everything's cool. The baby growing up. TJ. We're gonna name the baby TJ. We got the baby TJ. TJ growing up. You know what I'm saying? Now TJ is about 4 years later. About 4 years later. 4 years later, we got little TJ, so on and so forth. Boom, boom, boom. TJ gets real, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, TJ, you know what I'm saying? TJ started, one winter, you know what I'm saying? One winter, just TJ just couldn't seem to, you know what I'm saying, shake this cold or whatever. Kids have colds, they've been through it before, TJ about 5, but, sometimes it's a mother's intuition, sometimes a mom knows, you know what I mean? Sometimes a mother knows, like, you know what I mean? God damn it. Fly got in here. Shit. But anywho, sometimes, motherfuckers or things just basically, kids get sick or whatever case may be. And sometimes, it's a mother's intuition. Sometimes a mom just knows, y'all. Sometimes a mother just knows. You don't know why, but sometimes a mother just knows. The mother just knows something ain't right. Something ain't right with that baby.
Oh my God.
So now it's like, oh my God, what baby wrong? So, Tisha, she can't she need to find out what's going on because TJ can't shake this cold. So now she about to take him to the hospital because she really don't know what's going on. And it seems like this cold is getting worse. You know what I'm saying? This cold is getting worse. So now she takes him to the hospital. They run some tests, blah, blah, blah. Everything's supposed to be cool, Everything's supposed to be cool, so on and so forth. They send him back home. About 2 days later, it gets even worse. TJ could barely breathe. He's hyperventilating. TJ going crazy. TJ around and going to like a seizure or whatever the case may be. So TJ he's out. She rushes him back to the hospital. Gotta find out what's going on with TJ. We gotta find out what's going on with TJ, right? So comes back, you know what I'm saying? Boom. They run the test, they do what they gotta do, they do things so on and so forth. You know, they gotta figure it out. And unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, TJ is having some issues with his lungs. You know what I'm saying? For some apparent reason, one of his lungs keep collapsing. And you know what I mean? He gotta get that he need to get that adjusted. He got to figure out something. They got to figure out something they could do to, you know, help out his lungs or so on and so forth. This, that, and the third. So, with that being said, they need to look into family history. They need to look into all this other stuff to see what they're allergic to see what they can and cannot do in regards to so on and so forth. So,
You've got mail.
now, with his lungs collapsing, you know what I'm saying? They trying to basically, you know, see if they can get him, you know, some new lung. I mean, you know, they trying to operate. They trying to see what they can do in regards to helping this kid. So, you know, now they got to run all the blood tests. You know, they got to figure this, that, and third. Who will be a compatible donor? Who? I mean, what can they do? He's young, so they really don't want to go to that measure. If they got, I mean, because he's only like 5 or 6, so they don't really want to go to that measure or trying to, you know what I mean? You know, operate on them and stuff like that because the survival rate is not going to be that high. So if they can figure out another option, another way to do something, you know, that'll be that. But at the end of the day, you know, surgery may be the end result. So at this point, you know, they getting blood work from both the parents. They asking the parents about they you know, their mothers, their fathers, their family history, so on and so forth. Because now we have an issue with this child, and they need as much information as they possibly can get on this child. You feel me? They need as much information as they possibly get on this child. You feel me? So they take the blood work, you know what I'm saying, from both the parents. They do their questionnaires, so on and so forth. Joey and Tisha, they in the hospital, you know, they ain't leaving the hospital. I mean, you know, Tisha there, but you know, Joey got it. I mean, Joey, he there. If he not working, he at that hospital. We're just gonna put it that way. Joey was still getting us. Joey was still out moving and shaking. You know what I'm saying, doing what he had to do. He was going out figuring out things in regards to lung transplants, what would it take to get a lung transplant, all that other good stuff and things of that nature. So, you know, Joey was still out in the streets, but if he, I mean, I ain't gonna say he's out in the streets, but Joey was still out working, doing what he had to do with the landscaping and stuff. Or he's still taking care of the house. But if he wasn't taking care of the house, Joey was at that hospital with a seat. Joey was at the hospital with TJ. You feel me? He was at the hospital with TJ all that time. Now, by y'all, TJ's about 4 or 5 years old, you know what I'm saying? Just out of nowhere, his lungs collapsed. You know what I'm saying? Joey been taking care of this kid since, you know what I'm saying? He been bored. Joey, I mean, was on the grind doing what he had to do ever since his kid's been born. Like I said, the doctors, they got their blood work and so on and so forth, and this, that, the third. So about a week later, Joey goes up to the hospital, you know what I'm saying? I mean, long day, he goes up to the hospital. He ain't been up to the hospital all day. He pretty much been working all day. And you know what I'm saying? You know, he chilling. He minding his business, right? So when he gets there, the doctor, you know what I'm saying, you know, approaches him and was like, yeah, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? We took some blood work, da 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 da, you know, so on and so forth. And basically, doctor was like, yo, you mind if I mean, talk to Joey for a second? And basically, the doctor pulled Joey over to the side Ask Joy if he know that, you know what I'm saying, he's not the biological father of this baby, of TJ.
Oh my God.
You feel me? TJ is not Joey's baby.
Oh my God.
Joey been raising this kid his whole life. This kid is now 4 or 5 years old. Needs a lung transplant, and Joey don't find out that this baby's not his until he put up some blood work, and the doctor pulled him to the side and told him that this is not your baby.
Oh my God.
We took your blood work. We got the baby's blood work. We went to match and do the thing, seeing everything and seeing if everything was good in regards to your DNA. Bro, your DNA is not a match. You are not the father.
Oh my God.
Joey was crushed, y'all. Joey was crushed. Oh, man. Oh, my God.
Oh my God.
Beast, if we can find that out, that'll be the miracle for the bro. Oh, my God. I don't know if that information has ever been presented. I do not know if that information is privy to anybody. We do not. That is an unsolved mystery. Mind you, it was like 5 years that went by, bro. TJ was 5. TJ was 5. Yo, TJ was 5 when his lungs collapsed. TJ was 5 when his lungs collapsed. It wasn't even no question. Joy and Tisha always, the only person that knew was Tisha. And Tisha probably didn't even know for real. That's the sad part about it. Is that Tisha probably didn't even really know for real. Because she was like 16, 17. They was teens, they was kids. And they was humping around. And they just so happened to be humping around when Tisha got pregnant. And Tisha wasn't just humping around with him. But he was the one she was humping around with at the time, so he caught the tag. He caught the bag and tag. He was the last person she slept with before, when she realized she got pregnant. She was the last person he was with. So, you know what I mean? Nah, TJ wasn't no junior. Nah, TJ wasn't no junior. Nah, he wasn't. I can't say. I can't say whether or not TJ was a junior or not, but nah, he wasn't no junior though. But shit, that motherfucker, man, listen, bro. That nigga, yo, when I tell you that nigga was outside busting his behind, as he should have. I mean, and I respect Joey for this shit to the day I die though. Because when Tisha told Joey she was pregnant, my guy, when I tell you Joey left the block and that nigga went out and that nigga started cutting grass, that nigga started shoveling snow, that nigga started picking up bottles, that nigga started going to can returns, that nigga left the streets on completely. That nigga went and got a GED, he went and got a trade program, he went and got being nice at drywall, he started getting contracts from the city. Like, he was doing his thing, bro, respectfully. He was doing his thing. He jumped his behind right up off the street. 16, 17, he jumped himself right up out of them streets, man, and really got to the grind. He grinded. He did it the right way. He did it the legit way. He did not pull no punches. He did not come back to hanging out with us. The only thing, he smoked his little bit of weed, and to ask anybody, he smoked his little bit of weed, and he had his motherfucking drinks. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, like I said, he got straight to it. Pause. Giving no Diddy, no Dwight tonight. He was straight with it. Pause. Giving no Diddy, no Dwight tonight. He, like I said, he started getting contracts from the city, doing drywall, the whole nine. He had his drywall business going. He was cracking. Pause. Giving no Diddy, no Dwight tonight. And he, I mean, he go to the hospital, and I'm saying his son just out of nowhere, and I'm saying his son just gets sick, can't shake the sickness for some reason. Take him to the hospital, they send him back. Then all of a sudden he going through it, one of his lungs collapsed. He need a lung transplant. You know what I'm saying? They take my blood and see what I can. I'll give him my lung if I could. You feel what I'm saying? We got to figure out something to help prolong this kid's life. And I kind of find out that this kid the whole time is not even mine.
Oh my God.
Joey was crushed, y'all. Joey was crushed. When I tell y'all Joey was crushed, man, Joey sat there, man. Joey looked at Tisha, man. And when I tell you that, he ain't say not one word. Joey ain't say not one word. Joey looked at Tisha, looked at the operator, he looked around in the weight room, walked out of the weight room, walked around the you know what I'm saying? He walked around for about an hour and cried his eyes out. He cried his eyes off about an hour and a half. An hour and a half. He cried. When I tell you, when I cry, you cry, we cry together. Yeah, he was crying. Hey, you know what? After Joey finished crying, Joey wiped his tears. Joey, he cried. Joey had to cry. Joey felt the type of way. He said he felt deceived. He felt betrayed. He felt a whole lot of things. You know what I'm saying? He's like, dang, why did Tisha tell him, so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. But what if Tisha really didn't know? What if Tisha didn't know that he really wasn't a daddy? How was he gonna know, and how was he gonna figure out if he didn't ask these questions, right? So after he walks her, after he finds out the information, you are not the father. He cried for about an hour and a half. He goes back up in the hospital, you know what I'm saying? And he continues, he don't even say nothing about it. He don't approach Tisha about it. He don't say not a word about it. He just continuously advocates and promotes for, you know what I'm saying, the baby to get well. So he continued, he did what he did. That it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, him and Tisha gets home. He sits Tisha down on the couch, you know what I'm saying? And, he had a conversation with her. He's like, yo, Tisha, what's good? She's like, what? He's like, Tisha, did you speak to the doctor? Did the doctor tell you anything about, you know what I'm saying, TJ that I need to know? She's like, no, the doctors didn't tell me nothing. They just told me you wasn't a match for him to get the transplant, or, you and his blood didn't match, so you couldn't be a donor or whatever the case. You couldn't donate blood or whatever the case may be, blah. He's like, oh, okay, all right. She's like, why? What you talking about? What's going on? So that's when, you know what I'm saying, he just basically told her, he's like, yeah, the doctors told me that, you know what I'm saying, TJ not mine. Tisha, oh, what the, cause you talk about, nigga, you bugging, if you ain't want to be here for him, you could just said that, why you gotta make up all excuses? Now Tisha goes crazy. Tisha goes bananas. Tisha goes bananas. What the fuck are you talking about? So, with that being said, Joey just politely pulled out the paperwork. Joey politely pulled out. He's like, "Yo, this is the doctor. This is the proof that the doctor provided me with."
Oh my God.
So now what is we doing here? I'm still gonna love the child regardless. It's been 5 years. That kid is. I mean, like, I'm not gonna love that kid no different. We're not gonna change anything. I just need to know whether or not you knew or not. And if we can, let's try to find out who. I mean, if we can, let's try to figure out who the biological daddy really is, so we can get the right blood match, or we can get some information on this kid and figure out what's going on, so we can help prolong their life. And she like, Julie, it's been 5 years. I don't even. I can't even. I mean, she could probably remember probably one or two people that it could or may be. Now they got to go try to figure out how to hunt them down. And are they actually going to be the ones?
Oh my God.
So could you imagine having to do something you go back 5 years later, like go back what you was doing 5 years ago, or who you was with 5 years ago, and try to contact them and try to chase them down to figure out if they actually the child of the father of your child.
Oh my God.
That's nasty work. That's nasty work. That's all I'm gonna say. That's nasty work. Because it's wild. So I say that to say this. You know what I'm saying? First off, I mean, I'm gonna let y'all know. TJ is doing good. TJ was able to get the transplant, you know what I'm saying? TJ was able to get, you know what I'm saying, his lungs and stuff in order, you know what I mean? He can't really play a lot of sports or nothing like that, but yeah, he definitely, he definitely alive and kicking. Shouts out to little TJ. TJ did get the heart transplant that was needed, so on and so forth. Now, I say that to say this. Not knowing who the child father is very, very, very detrimental in regards to the child's health. A lot of people, I know we as a culture, we be kind of like laughing about it, or we say certain things about it, and it's like, all right, whatever. But no, we can't continuously do this, because in situations like this, to where as if a child's life can be possibly on the line, and information has to be sought after now. New information has to be sought after now. Because not only was it devastating to Joey for the simple fact that he wasn't the donor, and he wasn't the father, and he couldn't be a donor. The fact of the matter is that now he don't know who is. Now Joey don't know who is. I mean, now we got to go to teacher and figure out and hope she know who is. Because outside of whatever the case may be, as much as he may felt about that child not being his, he cannot deny the fact of how much he loved that kid and how much he loved that baby. He can't deny that. That love he got for that child, he cannot deny that love he had for that child, and then for that child to want to be living and breathing. That's in him. So what he don't, and the fact that he can brush that, he don't. That's the yes he is. You can't tell him. You know what I'm saying that he not that he not TJ dad, and TJ don't know no other dad. So that bond is never. That's a bond that's never gonna be broken. That's his son. I mean, like that's his son. He biologically not his, but that's his son. I don't care what nobody say. From the root, I mean, from the day that baby, but that's his son. That's his son. I'm sorry. Possessions is 9/10 of the law. That's his right there. He had that 10 out of 10 times. Hell no. That's Joey's son. I don't care what nobody say. You ain't no law books, nothing. Ain't no law books against none of that. So I say that, like I said, I say that to say this, man. We really got to start figuring this out. Because us not knowing, you know what I'm saying, or a kid not knowing who their father is and not knowing these things, if they come across some health issues, they're going to need that information, man. I say that all the time. These kids going to need that information. They're going to need that. And if they don't have that information, that could be detrimental in regards to their recovery or what can help them out, because they're going to be steady fishing for something. Or they might be genetically inclined to having something that they don't know because they don't know their parents. So I really think we need to start being a lot more advantageous on getting this blood work done or getting these DNA tests done. Some of y'all, and I mean, some of y'all don't know, some of y'all do know, but some of y'all, I mean, like I said, y'all, we got to get this together, because this is a stereotype. This is a stick. This is something that's hurting. This hurting hard. Pause. Giving no Diddy, no Dwight tonight. The way this is hitting the streets right now is bananas. That's all I'm saying. So make sure you figure that out. When you have that baby, figure out who that baby daddy is. You might not like the nigga. It may be somebody you despise, somebody you're not dealing with. So, but they got you gotta do that for the sake of the baby. You feel me? You gotta do that for the sake of the baby. Not for your personal preference, not because you gotta do that for the sake of the child. Find out who the child's relative is for the sake of the child. Do not do that for the sake of yourself, or no, that is for the sake of that child. That is for the health and well-being of that being that you are bringing into earth. That person that you are bringing into existence needs to have a fair shot, is like everybody else. Provide that child with all the necessary information that's needed in regards to their creation. It's something they're going to need in life. Where they were created, and who the two individuals that created them, they need to know who the two individuals that created them are. They do. Like I just said, just for the benefits of the child, even if it's just for, I mean, like I said, even just for the medical purposes. I don't care if it's for anything else. It's for anything else. Just make sure it's for the medical purpose. That's all I'm saying. As long as it's for the medical purposes, I'm cool. That's what I think it should be for. It's for the medical purposes. You feel me? So, knowing who the child father is very detrimental. It's not funny. It's not a joke. I don't think we need to be laughing and playing games in regards to these situations. Because as I just said the story, I mean, like who? I mean, like what did he? What is that? I mean, what if he didn't find a donor though? That match though. Y'all seen the movies where folks gotta go on wild goose hunt chases for their relatives to help save their life. Because they the only person that somebody got to go looking for their lost log father. You know what I mean? Hoping he's still alive. Some of them find they lost log siblings or whatever, they be unalive. So then it's still, I mean, you still kind of like in the wind with the shit. So go get them DNA tests, man. You know what I'm saying? Go get them DNA tests, man. Find out who these kids' fathers are. Find out who these, but you ain't gotta find out who the mama is. But go find out who these daddies is. For real. I hate to say it like that though, man, but shit, I don't think a lot of y'all, man, like I said, a lot of y'all niggas, a lot of these, I don't know. I wonder how they would do that though. Because a lot of these individuals be lying through their teeth. They be lying through their damn teeth. Terrible. So I hope y'all, ladies and gentlemen, y'all go out and find out who the real parents of y'all kids is. For the health reasons. And for anything else, it's for health reasons, just in case they run into some some ailments in regards to their health and they need some assistance, they can get it. And they know what I mean. They have it'd be a step up ahead of the game, man. Like I said, I don't wish that on nobody or nothing that, but it's proper preparation prevents poor performance is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is proper preparation prevents poor performance. That's it. So if you have a baby and you prepare yourself for all, for all aspects, and you prepare, from day one, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. You feel me? Like when it was time for Joey to step up and do, he ain't have to get ready. He have to get ready. He was ready. He did everything that was necessary for him to do. He stepped right out like, "Bomb, what y'all need from me? I got y'all. I could do whatever. I'm with it." And he continued to do so. And then the weird part about the whole situation though is that TJ still don't know who his biological dad is though. Like now that TJ knows that he's not his biological, that Joey not his biological dad, I wonder how much that effect that had on him. And then to kind of find out that, he don't even know who his dad is and his moms don't even know. And it's been 5 years down the line. He done came up, he 5 years old now and don't even know he just so happened to run into a tragic accident just to find out that the person that he thought was his dad the whole time is not his dad.
Oh my God.
See, y'all gotta start understanding that withholding this information and having information like this needs to be brought about at day one. Individuals need to know, and individuals need to have this information at day one when the child is born. When the child is born, the individuals look to devote themselves to taking care of this child. This child is certain information that needs to be presented and certain information that needs to be known in regards to helping with the health and the well-being of this child. Because this information wasn't information wasn't available, or this information wasn't known at the time. And consider the fact that this child lived 5 years. Joey took care of the kid for 5 years. Everybody under this presumption that this is Joey baby. Joey cool with it. Joey raised the baby. That's all that is neither here nor there. The fact of the matter is that when that child was basically going down, or that child ended up having some ailments in regards to his health, and Joey couldn't help. Joey couldn't help him. Joey couldn't help him because, for one, he didn't know that he wasn't the father, and two, he didn't even know who the father was. So what if it was just a case where his only thing that could help him was his father? Do we blame Tisha? No, we got to figure out what's going on with Tisha and why. If Tisha know. But again, this has been 5 years, and they was kids, they was teenagers, they was humping around. So when Tisha actually really conceived that baby, she probably don't know when she actually really conceived that baby. She got to think back 5 years. And then try to go figure out who those little teenage teeny bopper dudes she was sleeping around with. Mind you, they 21, 22 now. When they was humping around, they was 16, 17. So they were 16, 17, okay, cool. Okay, Tisha was a little humper-rumper. They was both a little hump-rumpers. It don't make a difference. She thought the baby was his. She was with him at the time of consent, or the time where she started going through it. So she figured, okay, he's the daddy. I was with him. I was with Joey. So it's Joey baby. But she ain't a doctor. She don't know. She a kid. And he a kid. The grown-ups asked the kids what happened. She said she was with Joey. Joey said he was with her. That's Joey and Tisha baby. That was it. That was all that was said about it. There wasn't no more discussion about it. It was Joey and Tisha baby. That's exactly how that went down. Joey was with Tisha. Tisha was with Joey. Tisha started throwing up. Tisha missed her period. She was with Joey at the time she missed her period. That was Joey baby. That was it. Did Tisha have to say anything about the other dude she was humping around with? Nope. Was that even a matter? Did anybody care about that? Nope. Was that even a thing? No. It's just another another girl pregnant out here on these streets with this teen pregnancy, babies having babies. That's all they looked at it as. When that baby was born, did anybody go get any DNA tests to find out if Joey was actually really the father? Nope. So there was no responsible actions taken in this whole ordeal at no point in time, because nobody was actually showing any type of concern or any type of welfare for the particular child that was being born. Everybody else is in existence already. It's the child that's being born that we need to be worried about at this point. And we don't have the necessary information to make sure that the well-being of this child can be sustained, because we missing vital information because we don't know who the true parent of this child is. We going off assumptions. We going off of what we feel. We going off of what some kids told us. We going off of what some 16 and 17-year-old humpity bumpity jackrabbits little kids out here, pause, giving no diddy out here doing. Just so we can open and shut the case in regards to this, because we don't want to deal with this as parents. We don't want to have to deal with this at all. Now Tisha parents is feeling embarrassed because Tisha, she's another 16, 17-year-old baby having babies. And then Joey parents is, oh man, you done just threw your life away. Now you want to have a baby. You making the same mistakes that we made. They ain't getting harped on. They getting, bullied and everything. So it's different. It's different when you're 16, 17, having a baby and so on and so forth. You just don't jump up and just have a baby at 16, 17. Like I said, the parents was believing the 16 and 17-year-old kids. These little kids ain't doctors. She don't know when she actually really could see that baby. She just started getting her period. How she know when her period? How long she been pregnant? She probably forgot. She probably went a month or two not realizing that she didn't get her period. So in between that month or two or whatever the case may be, who was she dealing with? Oh man, oh my God.
Oh my God.
And then the parents taking her word for it. But nobody goes and actually finds out the actual facts. Nobody says, hey, I'm not about to take no 16, 17-year-old kid word for nothing. They out here playing house. They out here playing. These little kids out here playing house. I'm grown as hell. I wish I would believe anything these little individuals got to say. Yeah, all right, I'll let y'all run with that narrative for now. Until I get everything necessary for me to run a fact check on all this sugar honey iced tea. I'm running a fact check on all this sugar honey iced tea when it go down. I don't care, y'all. Okay, that's what y'all saying. Okay, cool. I don't believe nothing y'all say. I need factual proof as to what's really going on. This is what y'all say. Okay, cool. I'll take your word for it for now, but it's still going to be information that's going to be provided that's going to give me the actual factual truth as what's really going on, not what's just coming out of your mouth. Unfortunately, parents don't do that at this particular time, and they wasn't doing that in that day and age neither. So, with that being said, there was a lot of misrepresentation. No. There was a lot of individuals that was, taking care of kids, and the child actually really wasn't there at the end of the day, and they didn't find out due to the fact that until it was like some type of health risk. Some people go 15, 20 years, 30 years thinking a kid theirs, and then kind of find out the kid's not. I just seen some sugar honey iced tea on TikTok. Yo, dude, best friend gonna present him with the paternity test to showing that he wasn't the father, on Father's Day. Like, what type of sugar honey? Yo, you the best friend. You knew that baby, the son that your best friend was raising could possibly be yours, and you ain't never said nothing until a few years down the line. Then you gave him some papers. You gave him the paternity papers in front of on Father's Day. You was a sick dude. I never want you to be my best friend. I would never want you to be my best friend pulling some sugar honey iced tea like that. It's Father's Day, and you present me with some information, let me know that you the father of my child that I thought was my child the whole time, and you supposed to be my best friend? Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Nasty work. Nasty work. So again, ladies and gentlemen, man, I presented this story this morning just to say that. I say that to say this, man. Please find out who the real biological father of your children are, ladies. You know what I'm saying? Gentlemen, if you got any kids out there or you taking care of any kids, man, make sure they biologically yours just for the sake of the child. Not for you, not for anybody else, for the sake of the child, man. Just like I said, just for health reasons, man. Just because you need to know their DNA, that's just vital information in regards to their growth and prosperity, man. Respectfully, man. And if you care for them at any given point in time, that's something I think you should be willing to do, man. You know, I don't think it should be something that would be considered embarrassing or something. It is what it is. That's life as we live it. People make choices, and sometimes we not there. We're not present when individuals make choices, and we love individuals regardless of some of the choices that they may make. And you should have the right to be able to distinguish that. And again, I don't feel like if the results do come back, I feel like the love shouldn't change. If it was actually really in you and you really actually genuinely concerned about that person, whether or not you related to them biologically shouldn't even matter, because it didn't matter before that. So if you start treating somebody different now that you find out that it's some piece of paper or just some one thing that y'all don't correlate on, and that's just some type of blood, that's just goofy. But to each his or her own. I can't. Hey, it's not my thing. It's your thing. You can do whatever it is you want to do with your thing. Like I said, it's my little sugar honey iced tea, and I do what I want to do with my little thing over here. So, fellas, if you got children out there and you taking care of them, man, go get that blood work. Go find out if they're yours. Go find out who their fathers is, or try to find out who their fathers is if you can. Like I said, because you love them and for health reasons. Mental health reasons, physical health reasons. It's just good reasons to want to have this information privy to you and the individuals you call yourself caring about, man. That's all I'm about. It's all about making sure you obtain privileged information and it stops skipping the narrative. Individuals always want to be scared or be telling, oh man, it's gonna look, man, but what if the baby ain't mine? I've been taking care of this baby for 18 years, man. That was a good damn thing you did, motherfucker. You was proud about it now, but now all of a sudden you don't want to be proud about it. Shut the fuck up. That bullshit. I don't want to hear that. Now all of a sudden you don't want to be proud of it. You was just so proud of it. Now all of a sudden you find out the baby not yours. You're not proud of this achievement. You're not proud of helping this child evolve and become a better person in life. You're not proud of that, man. Shut up. Talking to me with that nonsense. I don't hear that. Y'all be sounding so goofy with that. I don't understand how y'all be feeling so butthurt that y'all spent y'all time, y'all energy, and y'all poured love into somebody. And what's so hard? What's so bad about that? Y'all be really trying. Y'all be really. I mean, just y'all really just be scared, man. I'm telling y'all, really, man. Y'all really put a stain. Y'all really put a stain on. Y'all really put a stain on my clothes. Pause. Giving no Diddy, no Dwight tonight. Y'all definitely scuff my tits. Y'all definitely drag y'all heels with me, man. Yeah, that definitely drag heels with me. Pause. Because I can't stand when somebody, drag their heels. That scuff sound. I can't stand when somebody dragging their, that's just, oh my goodness. And when they burnt out in the back, I can't stand some burnt out heels. Yeah. What burns my heels, bro? I don't know if I gotta pause no Diddy that one. I don't know. I'm gonna have to put that in front of the pause committee. Burn my heels, cause that shit, man. No, scrape my heels for real. Nah, I don't want to. Nah, hell no. No Diddy. Pause giving no Diddy, no Dwight tonight. Nah, I ain't doing that either. But yeah, man, I'm tired of y'all, man, with this nonsense, man. If y'all take care of somebody, y'all pour love in somebody, man. Y'all find out they ain't church, and all of a sudden y'all want to start wilding out. That's whack, bro. It's whack. Stand on that, man. I would be proud of that, man. How is that not an achievement? How is that not better? How would you feel down? How would you feel bad about yourself? And individuals need to stop making individuals feel bad about taking care of being responsible. Being responsible was a cool thing. You can't take them on. They was richer than y'all. That's why I think it is. Y'all jealous they was richer than y'all. That's what it is. That they was willing, they did that out of the kindness, and they did that out of the heart. That was heartfelt. That wasn't based on no respect. They felt they had to. That was because they could and they wanted to. And they devoted all their time and love and energy, right? They poured right into that shit. And y'all try to make them feel bad. Oh man, you raised a kid for 18 years and wasn't even yours. That's why, man. No, I commend you. Much love to you. More power to you. That's a very advantageous thing to do, young man. It takes a lot of guts and courage to do that, young man. And that's very genuine, young man. That's what I'm gonna tell an individual that do something like that. You one genuine motherfucker. Respect to you, you genuine motherfucker. Because regardless of however the situation go, you stuck around. You stood 10 toes down. You ain't. I mean, you didn't swerve. You ain't sway or skirt over because somebody else felt a certain type of way about the situation. You did what you wanted to do because that was in your heart to do it. You love that child, you care for that child, you want to take care of that child, and that's exactly what you set forth to do, and that's exactly what you did. Regardless of whether or not you didn't care about none of that before while you was doing it, no. And you not gonna take the why you gonna let somebody try to steal your joy because you did. You got a whole lot of joy from doing that. If you didn't want to do it, you wouldn't have did it. I always say that's one of my things. If you didn't want to do it, you wouldn't have did it. Simple as that. It's the choice you make. You made the choice, so you did it. And you felt good about it. You liked doing it. You was enjoyed about it until somebody else came along and decided to say something different. That's when all of a sudden you wanted to switch up. No, don't ever switch up on that good deed. That was a beautiful thing you did. And individuals need to start praising and start giving individuals their flowers for doing so. You should be happy because somebody out there trying to help raise them. Somebody out there trying to help get them on the right track. Somebody out there trying to help. Somebody they just not left lonely. But then then it's like then you want to turn the tables and every day like, well, why he leave? He was there for 5 years. He should have stayed. He was there for 5 years. Why you just gonna leave now? Now you find out the baby not is. Do you feel what I'm saying? That's why individuals can't be basing their decisions or their choices based on what other people think, because they quick to flip-flop any damn way. Do what's good in your heart. Do what you feel is in your heart. Do what you feel is right. Because it's your choice at the end of the day, so it's going to affect you on how it goes down at the end of the day. It's your choice, so you're going to have to decide which way you're going to choose. And which way you choose is going to be a part of your end result. Just know that. It's all going to be a part of your end result at the end of the day. Whatever it is that you choose, it's going to be a part of your end result at the end of the day. So if you want to choose positive, if you want to choose what's right, if you want to choose what's going to get you further ahead, then that's what you're going to choose. If not, then you won't. I'm not here to convince you to do otherwise. I'm just here to speak my truth on how I figure certain things out. And like I said, once you, and I live off experience. Can you figure how that experience went for him? You got to figure out how that whole experience went for him. That he can't find, you know what I'm saying? He can't find an individual. He can't find an individual that can help this child out. And he loved his child. He loved his kid. This is his child. He loved his child since birth. before birth, when that child was in her stomach. He was nurturing that baby when that baby was in the stomach, in the womb. They've been nurturing and loving that baby ever since that baby came out for 5 years. Just to kind of find out he can't help him. It ain't the fact that he wasn't his, it's the fact that he can't help him. That's the hurtful part, is when you're dealing with somebody that you can't help, when you can't help somebody. When you can't help somebody you love. Because if you love somebody, you're going to find you're going to find whatever means is possible to help them. You're always, the people you love, I don't know what y'all love is like, but that's what I do for people I love. Shit, I'm gonna do it. I mean, we gonna figure it out. We'll worry about whatever. We'll worry about all the emotions later. But for right now, we got to figure this out. I want to help. I want to help make sure you stay alive. All this other stuff that I got going on, we'll figure that out later. But your health and make sure you get back good is where I'm aiming for. So that was the devastating part to this story. That's what hurt him the most, is that he couldn't help. It wasn't the fact that he found out he biologically wasn't the dad, or none of that. It was the fact that he wanted to do whatever he could in his power to help, and he couldn't help. You know, outside of, he could help. I mean, I'm not saying he was like, he couldn't help, like he couldn't, put positive affirmations, like he couldn't be there, but, I mean, like all that. But as far as like, being able to provide blood or being able to be, a blood donor or something like that, he felt a certain type of way about that. He felt like, he could have been able to do something to whereas if he'd have known before that, you know what I'm saying, something could have been placed, or they could have found out this a long time ago. So that's why I said just be advantageous on making sure y'all get that DNA test, man. Make sure y'all kids is y'all's. Make sure y'all kids be able to be directed to their biological roots, man. That's all I'm saying. Make sure kids can be basically go back to their biological roots and find out where they come from, man. And find out certain things, because it's going to be very advantageous in regards to their mental health, their physical health, and their health and their knowledge as being an individual. It's going to help. Knowing where you come from helps. Maybe it's just me. Well, it helped me. I'll just say that much. Knowing where I come from helped. Knowing I can locate who my dad was, locate who my mom's was, go back through the fit. I mean, go back to figure out certain things and know certain elements or certain things that I may be prone to. So, it's a learning curve. And that information is very, very advantageous to have. It's very advantageous to have that information, especially if you're young nowadays. Because a lot of these individuals gonna mess around and be crossbreed. No, never mind. I ain't gonna get into that. That's a whole different other story, man. But ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all get that DNA, man. That DNA is necessary, man. Find out who are the father of these children. Find out who are the father of these children. Or who is the father? I don't know. This is early. I ain't trying to be grammatically correct at this early as the goddamn morning, y'all. But yeah, we about to get up out of here. Y'all know I gotta get to these donuts, man. And I got a graduation to attend. Shouts out to Kamani, man. I'm really proud of you, man. I can't wait to see this going down. And that's why I'm going with a different setup, because I had to charge the other camera. I gotta charge the other camera. Graduation day is tomorrow. So with that being said, shouts out to the sponsor of Remain Nameless Stories Part 52.
She's been down and out, she's been wrote about, she's been talked about.
Shouts out to Sip Happens Tea Shop. Sip Happens Tea Shop with the tea of the week. And the tea of the week this week is, what was it? Damn, Gina. I forgot. Hold on, I gotta go back. I forgot what the tea of the week was, y'all. Jasmine tea. It's primarily a blend of green tea leaves and jasmine flowers. It is rich in antioxidants, promotes heart health, aids in weight management, and can reduce stress. So shouts out to jasmine tea. If you need to drink jasmine tea, it is primarily a blend of green tea leaves and jasmine flowers. It is rich in antioxidants, promotes heart health, aids in weight management, and can reduce stress. The aromatic scent of jasmine also provides calming effects that enhance mental well-being. So if you want to just, you know what I'm saying, get a little woo-saw, get yourself some jasmine tea while you meditate or do your yoga or something, that helps with your mental as well. It also helps with aiding in weight management and can reduce stress. So if you're really stressed out, you need something that's calming. Jasmine tea is a tea that can basically assist you with that. So shouts out to Jasmine Tea. Shouts out to Sip Happens Tea Shop with the tea of the week. Appreciate you sponsoring us. We appreciate the sponsorship. Much love to y'all. Oh, goodness. It's another day in the book. Shouts out to the TNN. Y'all know we got Truthful Tuesdays coming. Tuesday's Truth coming this evening. We definitely got the G6, the 716, the TNN new network is in the building. So if you definitely tap in, we got the new music. We got the new info. Shouts out to Mugs, the Don. Shouts out to Nice, the Beast. Beast is in the building. Spin the Block. Renegade Radio. Shocker Pitch. Shock Value Radio. Shouts out to Sekou Hayes, Purge the BS. Shouts out to 716 ENT. Shouts out to who else? The Connection. Shouts out, I said Renegade Radio. If I forgot you, man, my bad. I apologize. I mean, shouts out to Straight Out of Albany, 518. Y'all know what it is. We up.